Hello, my name is Jeremy, and I'm the creator of Sonic Fauna. Welcome to this quick start tutorial. Sonic Fauna is a desktop app for creating algorithmic music and sound. The latest release can now be used to compose, arrange, mix, and export full-length tracks. In this tutorial, I'll cover key features of the interface, creating instruments and using modules, composing and arranging, and exporting audio. Before we start composing, let's take a quick look at the main parts of the interface. The System toolbar provides quick options for creating, saving, opening, and exporting projects. On the left-hand side of the UI is a nested menu of audio modules. Modules can be dragged from the secondary menu into the instrument rack. The menus can also be collapsed to reduce clutter while you work. In the top center is the transport, with play, pause, and stop buttons for controlling playback. To the left of those buttons, two clocks indicate the position of the playhead, one in minutes and seconds and the other in bars, beats, and sixteenths. Next to the two clocks is a button for creating new instruments. We'll use that in the next section. To the right are three global controls for the project: steps, BPM, and swing. Steps controls the duration of the track in 16th notes, BPM controls the tempo, and swing adds a shuffle feel to the rhythm. Let's shorten the length of this track to 256 steps and slow it down to 90 beats per minute. As you can see, changing the track duration updates the bird's eye view of our project. You can use this tool to zoom in to specific areas of the track. This will come in handy later while arranging. The instrument rack is the main workspace. Instruments are arranged vertically and new instruments appear here when they are created. At the bottom is the main mixer. By default, it is collapsed and can be opened by pressing the plus button next to the label Main Mix. For conveniently locating an instrument in the rack, clicking an instrument's name scrolls the rack to that instrument. We'll come back to the main mixer later. In Sonic Fauna, instruments are built by combining modules. At a minimum, an instrument needs a sequencer and a sound source in order to make sound. Currently, Sonic Fauna includes only one sequencer type, the Chaos sequencer. Additional sequencers are planned for future releases. There are currently three available sound sources. The Amoeba is a single oscillator monophonic sound source inspired by classic analog synths. Let's hear what it sounds like. Elements is a noisier, more aggressive synth suited to textured and metallic sounds. The Lorentz drum is a drum machine with 6 voices, each of which can be cropped and downsampled to specific note durations and used to create intricate rhythmic textures. Effects can be added to the end of the signal chain to shape the sound further. When a new effect is added, the instrument automatically scrolls horizontally to reveal it. If an instrument contains more modules than it can fit on screen, it can be manually scrolled horizontally. Effects can also be reordered by dragging them to a new position in the chain. Each instrument also includes its own volume, pan, mute, and solo controls. Let's add the Chaos Sequencer and the Amoeba synth to a new instrument and compose a musical idea that works with our drum track. The Chaos Sequencer is pseudo-random, which means the results are repeatable. The same parameter settings always generate the same seemingly random sequence. Composing with the Chaos Sequencer is a process of search and discovery. Changing the seed creates new sequences while preserving the overall character and structure of the current parameter settings. Now that we've found a sequence we like, let's shape the sound of the amoeba. That sounds cool. Let's add some effects to the amoeba. Each instrument has a timeline made up of time spans. The start and end points of a span can be adjusted by dragging either end, and the entire span can be moved along the timeline. Spans can also be split by pressing and holding until the knife icon appears. This makes it possible for an instrument to start and stop at different times. One very important thing to remember is that instrument parameter settings are specific to each span. When playback is stopped, you can select a span and edit the instrument settings for that span only. During playback, spans cannot be selected manually. Edits made during playback affect only the current or last played span. This is a powerful feature, but it can also lead to confusion. Be sure to know which span is active when you're making changes. As mentioned earlier, the mixer can be opened from the bottom panel. Here you'll see a channel for each instrument. Once you're satisfied with your project, you can export it as a single audio file. Setting the tail length ensures that reverb and delay tails are rendered without abrupt ends. Click the Start Export button to begin the export. The audio export creates a final mix of the project and individual stems for each span. We've now covered the basics of using Sonic Fauna. If you'd like to learn more and follow along with its evolution, please visit sonicfauna.com.